What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, taking a look around the industry at some of the top pick'em plays available for tonight's Thursday night football game between the Vikings and the Eagles. While you're coming in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. I'm going to be looking here. What you're looking at on the screen right now is our Odd Shopper Pick'em tool. It's $44.95 per month or $13.95 per week generally. But if you have not already signed up, you can get it for 70% off using the link in the description below this video. It's a fantastic deal. This tool is showing you all the bets available across all of the pick'em sites. Right now, we're looking at a bunch of the top bets across the industry, but you can filter for whichever operator you are playing on, and they're going to update in real time. So throughout the day, as the bets change on PrizePicks or Jock Market, wherever you're playing, we're updating on this tool as well. And if the projections change or whatever changes, the expected win rates will change over here as well. You can see changes being made in real time. So very, very cool tool, very powerful. If you're playing a lot of volume on these pick'em sites, you should definitely check it out if you have not already done so. All right, so right now we're just looking at generally all the top plays for tonight, but let's look at individual operators one at a time. So we're going to start with Jock Market. Top play of the day on Jock Market: Hassan Reddick against the Vikings banged up O-line. We have the over 0.5 sacks hitting 56% of the time. Kirk Cousins behind that Vikings banged up O-line. We have the over 0.5 interceptions hitting 55% of the time. Dallas Goedert, the line is 47.5 receiving yards. Nick Sirianni said after the last game that they want to get Dallas Goedert more involved, that he's one of the players the offense should be running through. Playing against a bad Vikings defense, we have the over 47.5 receiving yards hitting 54% of the time. Jordan Addison, the line is 42.5 total receiving yards. We like the over here, hitting 53% of the time, even though Jordan Addison was playing behind KJ Osborne last week in terms of routes run. We're expecting that to increase throughout the year. At least I would expect it to increase throughout the year. Maybe it'll start this week. And even without increasing, the line is pretty low at 42.5. So we have this winning 53% of the time. And then Devontae Smith, we have over 67.5 receiving yards against this bad Vikings defense, hitting 53% of the time. That's about where I'm drawing the line. I don't really like to play bets with lines below 53%. So I would probably just play these top 5 picks here. But if you wanted to fill out your card with some of these other bets that have a greater than 50% chance of hitting to get to 5 on your card, of course you can do so if you're trying to have some fun. All right, let's take a look at some other bets on. Let's take a look at PrizePicks now. Top bet of the day on PrizePicks. We have the under on 5.5 receptions for TJ Hawkinson, hitting 57% of the time. He was a target monster last year after he joined the Vikings, but now a little bit more mouths to feed with Jordan Addison in this game. And it's a pretty high line there at 5.5 receptions. So we have the under hitting 57% of the time. Really strong bet on Hawkinson's under on PrizePicks. Ty Chandler, the line is 12.5 total rushing yards. We have the over hitting 55% of the time. Saw 3 rushes last week. Maybe the Vikings try to run it a little bit more, try to slow the game down against the better Eagles team. Would probably be the smart approach. And maybe they bring in Ty Chandler for an extra rush or two. And of course, even without it, the line is pretty low at 12.5. Boston Scott, 16.5 is the line. We have the under hitting 55% of the time. I see the risk there with Kenneth Gainwell out. Boston Scott might be a little bit more involved, but still a fairly high line there for a guy who doesn't usually get a ton of rushing attempts. So we have the under hitting 55% of the time. Cousins, once again, we have the over 0.5 interceptions. Goddard, the line 47.5. Again, here on PrizePicks, we have winning 54% of the time. Addison, a lot of the same bets across books here. So Addison, 42.5 is the line. We have the over. Devontae Smith, over 67.5. Yeah, a lot of the same lines here. And then this one we have actually a few more bets here on PrizePicks that we like. AJ Brown, total receptions under 5.5. We have hitting 53% of the time. DeAndre Swift, over 15.5 total receiving yards. Should be the RB1 we're thinking at the very least. Kind of hard to know, but we have this hitting 53% of the time. Zach Cunningham, total tackles and assists over 5.5. We have hitting 53% of the time. And then TJ Hawkinson, total receiving yards over 48.5. We have hitting 53% of the time. So lots of good potential picks there on PrizePicks. Let's take a look at Sleeper. Don't see anything available right now on Sleeper. And then on Underdog, we have Hassan Reddick. Again, this is the top bet of the day, over 0.5 total sacks. Boston Scott under 16.5 rush yards. Ty Chandler, the line is 13.5 here, but we still like it, hitting 54% of the time. Dallas Goddard, 47.5, I believe, is the same line. Jordan Addison, 42.5. Devontae Smith. A lot of the same lines, I believe, here. I think Swift is the same also. Quez Watkins, this is an interesting one. He was still very clearly the wide receiver 3 in week 1. Who knows if that is going to shift over time with Olamide Zacchaeus in town for the Eagles, might take on more of that role. But Zacchaeus was not very involved last week. Quez Watkins still pretty clearly the wide receiver 3. So the line is just 14.5 total receiving yards. We have that hitting 53% of the time. Hawkinson, I think it was 47.5. Maybe the other place is 48.5 here, but we still like it hitting 53% of the time. Maybe I'm misremembering that. All right, I think that is all of our operators. So lots of good plays across the industry right now. But again, they're going to update throughout the day. Things change. They change the lines. They change the bets that are being offered, and we update this tool as they do that on the OddsShopper channel. So check out the OddsShopper Pick'em tool if you haven't already done so. Great value there. It's going to update your bets for you, show you exactly the odds of winning. So check it out if you haven't already done so. And if you haven't already done so, hit that like button on this video. Good luck tonight. Go Vikings.